Hey everyone. So they just released a new patch for Marauders, and it's a nice little health update patch where they add a significant amount of things and do a lot of balancing changes and a lot of great things to add to the game. I'm going to go into it. First I did a stream right away to kind of show this off. And what I did is I walked through the whole patch notes and talked to everyone about it. I kind of explained things to people who are both into Marauders and those who haven't played it yet. So if you're interested in Marauders and you want to see what the patch changed to see if maybe it'll sell you into getting it, then come check it out. I'll make sure to put timestamps down below in the description, so if you guys want to skip the patch notes and just see some of the gameplay with some of the new changes, I'll make sure you can hop right to that if you want to. But I'm going to stop talking and get into it. But first, if you like Marauders, or you like me, or you like your best friend Steve, then hit that like button down below. It'll greatly help me out, and it'll help boost the video up for other people to find who might be interested in Marauders. This stuff right here, I'm going to go over this stuff here, even though it might be down here too, but might as well go over it. So it's quality of life patch. So they're fixing some general health and bug fixes, which I'm sure will be down here. More airlocks. So they talked about this on the one dev stream. They mentioned that they want to add more airlocks to every map because they don't want to limit the chance of people. Because I even had it happen actually my last stream, if you guys were here for it. Me and Ace were playing, and I ran 2 streams ago. Either way, me and Ace were playing. And actually, yeah, it was yesterday. That one poor guy happened to come in the airlock right after us, and we just happened to be there because we got done fighting those I think we fought some other dudes or whatever there. And also, I heard the airlock go over my house. So the poor guy had just a pistol, and there's 3 of us standing there with fully automatic weapons. So it's not fun for anyone. And it's one of those things where if you're on the inside and someone's coming out, you're going to fight them because you don't know if you can trust them to like just leave or something. So it's kind of one of those things where it puts both groups of people in a situation like. The guy had just a pistol, so I'm assuming he was just trying to get some loot. Maybe he's new, maybe he's just trying to make his prestige or something. But it's kind of nice because I can't say no one. Normal people don't like waiting at the airlocks for people. There might be some people who like to wait at airlocks and try to get easy kills or whatever, but that's not me. Anyway, so they're adding more airlocks, so there's a less likely chance of you spawning in and having the busy airlock thing pop up, or having another team another team just went through and you had no idea because you got there a little bit after, and then the airlock opens up for you, but there they are standing there. So anyway, it's to do that. New weapons, the EM2 rifle. I saw some videos on that, which I don't know if I'll be able to purchase this for one of the traders, or if I can find it. If I can find one, I'll check it out. If not, I'll make a TikTok and whatever about it later. Sten attachment, which I'm excited about because I like the Sten. The Sten, I think, is a fantastic weapon. Obviously, there's better weapons in the game, but the Sten is definitely a fantastic weapon, especially for people who are just starting out and when it's a cheap gun to use and stuff. I think it's a great weapon. And a Webley revolver, so another pistol. I'm not sure what ammo the Webley will use. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a really strong, like slow firing but powerful pistol, or it could be a faster pistol. I use like 9mm or something. I don't know. So lean toggle. One of the things that I know. A lot of people use it in games like this and like Tarkov and stuff, is the whole leaning aspect of everything, and it helps you like peek around corners and whatnot. But this way, instead of having to hold the button down the whole time, you can just tap the button and you'll stay leaned. Which personally, I like to hold the button in because that way I can hurry up and let go of it if I need to. But I know some people who might have struggle hitting all the buttons they need. They can hurry up and just tap that once and not have to worry about holding it the whole time, which could be useful in a lot of situations, I assume. Anti-cheat enhancement, I'm not sure what they enhanced, but I'm glad they added more anti-cheats because I'm sure I could almost guarantee there's people cheating in this game already. Just because people always want to be the best, or they want to ruin other people's fun, so they cheat. I guarantee you there's probably people in the top like 10 on the leaderboards that are cheating, just because there's leaderboard. If there's a leaderboard in a game, people are going to cheat to get on top of it so they can have their names and more. So I went over those just in case they're not down here, but I'm sure they might go in more detail down below. But we'll go ahead and go through the rest of these here. So we talked about the Webley pistol, talked about the battle rifle, or the M2 battle rifle. Lena! Locked depot for the... So most of you, anyone who plays Marauders knows about the depots, but for those of you who don't know, there's little spaces on every single, well, now definitely on every single map now. Before they weren't on Navy Outpost or Penal Colony because those are the 2 new maps. But on all the other maps, there was a special depot door that made a very loud noise when you opened it to kind of let everyone know that you're opening it. but you could only open it if you had a token that were very rare to find. And what they had inside them were amazing loot. Actually, we got one of the tokens last my last stream, and we opened up the depot at the mines. So if you're watching my last stream yesterday, you would have saw at one point we were at the mines, and we got somebody. I think Benny killed him, and he had the depot token on him. So me and Benny went to the depot, and we looted the crap out of it, got a bunch of stuff out of it. But it has really, really good stuff. That's why it's really hard to find. So now they have them on Navy Outpost and Penal Colony now. All right, so Sten attachments. They now have a muzzle brake, a drum mag, heck yeah, and a wooden stock. Okay, good. So I personally had no problem with the Sten. Like it definitely could have used a power boost. All it had was the silencer, which I think was still great. But having a muzzle brake, I'm not sure if that'll help with recoil or what it'll do for the gun in the game. A drum mag would be nice because you do burn through like your mag rope pretty quick with the Sten. The wooden stock would be nice. That probably helps a lot with the recoil. And I mean, the Sten doesn't have horrible recoil, but having better recoil never hurts. Additional, okay, so they're adding more daily contracts. It says now there's 42 different daily contracts. Daily contracts, obviously, every 24 hours they reset. And there was stuff like kill a marauder, or like yesterday we had to hold the security post or security office at the mine and stuff like that. It's just daily missions that give you money, faction, reputation, and sometimes items. And XP, of course. So now they're adding more of those. I think they believe they said on the dev stream that they're adding them for Penal Colony and Navy Outpost, and I'm sure they're throwing some more in there for the other places too. But now Penal Colony and Navy Outpost will be more for more than just going in there and trying to PvP and then leave. So you actually have missions there now. Single loot spawners have their physics disabled to prevent loot penetrating collision spawning outside the play area. I don't know exactly what they're talking about. I'm assuming that means like stuff like there's that I use that room at Navy Outpost that is right next to the firing range. It has like it says kill floor whatever above the door. There's a bench in there, and every single time you go in there, there's either a gun, armor, or like sometimes there's like intel or a war bond. And sometimes, most of the times, it'll phase through that bench, and it'll end up on the ground underneath the bench, and you can't grab it. You cannot, no matter what you do, you cannot get a Q to grab it. So I'm thinking that's what they're talking about, is that will they'll fix the physics, and so that way it doesn't phase through, and then you can still grab it. Because before, like if you go there, if it was armor, usually the armor stayed on top of the bench, but any gun, anything, pretty much anything else would just phase through underneath the bench, and you could see it, but you couldn't grab it. Add map cycling to prevent too much. Okay, so they're cycling the map. So you know how we always joked yesterday about how we always got Penal Colony or Navy Outpost and barely ever got mines. And I've talked about it so many times on my streams before about how I would play, and for like an hour straight, all I would get is Navy Outpost over and over again. Occasionally Penal Colony get thrown in there, or I'd get just Terraformer over and over and over and over again. So now they're adding in a cycling thing, so that way you have a better chance of getting a different map each time, which is good because then people won't get bored of saying, okay, Penal Colony for the 15th time, you know. So a new cycling thing to prevent people from getting bored playing the same map over and over again. Players now receive Marauder kills to destroy Breacher Pod. Okay, so I didn't know this, if this is how it worked or not. Before, when you destroyed Breacher Pods, I assumed that you wouldn't get the kill for it, but I wasn't sure. It's hard to kill it's hard to smash the Breacher Pods unless you get lucky with a shot. But so now if you destroy a Breacher Pod, you will get a kill for the Marauder inside instead of it just nothing happening. Like you blow them up and that's it. Okay, so intro movie can be disabled with Steam launch option command no startup movies. So apparently that for 70 years video you can skip through, like after a little bit of it you can skip through it. They added a way in there so you don't have to see it every single time you boot the game up, but I don't mind it too much because it's really quick to get into the game, so watching that movie for a few seconds so you can click through it's no big deal. They added FOV slider. You can now go from 80 to 100, which is good because FOV sliders help you, it's your field of vision, so it helps you see more around you. I didn't really have a problem with the visuals in the game already, but adding a better, like, you can only increase your FOV to 100 is really nice, because I use that in every other game, like Hunt Showdown. You can have someone right next to you and you have no idea because your FOV is too small. So, but once you increase to like 100 and something, you can see stuff kind of on the sides too. Lean toggle, we talked about that up top, is so you can do the lean peek around. Oh, my computer wants to restart. Oh no. How about now? So we can lean peek around doors and stuff. But now the toggle is this way. Toggle will be available now, so you can click it and let your finger off it, and you can then peek around corners without having to hold the button. But I prefer holding it so I can hurry up and let it go if I need to. Air control. Most weapons now have larger spread and recoil while jumping. Oh, that's good. That's actually really good. Some weapons have their spread only increased a little, where it makes sense, like the Viper. Okay, so like the Viper shotgun and pistols. Yeah, the Viper's like a hip fire SMG, and the I don't know about. I guess the pistols are like all single fire except for the Mauser. But anyway, which is good because a lot of people like to, I call it Fortnite jumping everywhere. They'll be in this game, they'll be hopping around shooting, because it's harder to hit when they're jumping around, but they're still able to hit you accurately because the bullets, the gun's like unaffected by you jumping around everywhere. So people can't take advantage of, like, I mean, they can still do it, but it'll be harder to hit. Like, it'll be harder for them to hit their target too, which is useful because then it might actually make, you know, the gunplay a little bit more. Like, I enjoy the gunfights. A lot of people don't do the jumping around everywhere, but I have had quite a few people running and jumping around corners and stuff. Like, I think it's Fortnite or Call of Duty. Navy commandos and their major can spawn in any raid location, except Navy outposts. Okay, so the commandos were hard to get because when you had a mission to kill commandos, oh, hydrate. I will, Lena, just for you. I needed that actually.
Oh yes, Daddy.
Where are we at here? And so Navy commandos, they only spawned ever on the capital ship, which they did increase the spawn of, but it was still hard to find it. And you had missions where you had to kill like 50 of them for like the 0 to hero. I don't know if it's 50. I just said 50. It's probably less than that. But anyway, you had to kill a bunch of them, and it was hard to find them. But now it looks like you can find them in the map, which makes it kind of cool because some maps are already, the AI is already difficult as it is, and the commandos and the majors in the game are super difficult. But they carry really good loot. So it'd be kind of like running into a mini boss on the map randomly, which is cool. I like that. Crews are automatically locked, but you can set it to unlock. Okay, that's good too. So one of the things that used to irritate me is the reason why I put passwords on my crews a lot is when I didn't have a password on it. If I locked my crew, it was fine, but when every time I finished a match, it would unlock. So I'd come back and I wouldn't get a chance to think, and some random person I'd never met before would be in my crew and have to kick him out. So now if I lock my crew, it'll stay locked. I don't have to worry about it unlocking every time. Siren alarm can now be heard when a breach occurs. Oh, good. So the siren alarm on the ship was when you're flying the ship. Only the person flying the ship. When you got breached, it'd go and have a banner going across your screen saying you're breached. So if you're flying out, if you're solo and stuff, you can tell if you're breached because you can't hear it. But now it sounds like even if you're in the ship and not flying or anything, the alarm will still go off. So you can tell different. Because some people thought when they were getting shot at, they thought it was being breached because it was making like your whole ship shook. Or some people thought when you got breached that you were getting shot at, so they didn't realize there's players on board. So now it'll give a definitive siren for when someone is breaching, so you don't have to worry about being snuck up on because you think you're getting shot at or something. And then reinforced anti-cheat. Looks like they didn't go in depth on what they did, but they probably don't want to go too in depth because then the people who make the cheats can be like, oh, this is what they did. Okay, well here's how I counter that, and they can do little coding stuff or whatever the hackers do. Art, color, reflection, light pass on asteroid mine, Sten, weapon model and textures, redistribution of airlocks. Okay, in the asteroid mine. All right, so they changed a bunch of colors and they changed some like look of some things. Improved Crassa muzzle. Okay, I didn't really have a problem with the Crassa muzzle flash anyway, but I mean, whatever. They fixed the front sight. Like I didn't have a problem with the STG's front sight either, but apparently a lot of people did, so they fixed it. All right, balancing. Once we're done, then we'll have you. Okay, so we have actually a pretty extensive list. After I go through this, I'll boot the game up, and then we'll look at some of this stuff. Like we'll look at the stand and whatnot. Balancing capital ship, emergent ship spawn more. They fixed that earlier in the week. That's nothing. That's not new to the patch. It was actually fixed like Monday or Tuesday. Headshot damage multiplier is now 3 times rather than 3.5. So now a headshot can still kill someone, but it looks like it won't do as much damage. So maybe having a helmet, having certain helmets on will actually be useful now. Airlock redistribution. So they changed airlocks in the mines. We already knew that. So now there's 6 airlocks in Terraformer. Before there was only 4. There was the 2 that were like right next to each other. Then there was the 2 that were by the production office, and that was it. Now there's 6 of them. 6 for Navy Outpost. So I think there was 4 for Navy Outpost before. There was the 2 side ones where the AI would rush you right away, and there was a 2 by firing range. So now there's 6 of them. 6. Can't. 5 prison airlocks at prison. I think there must have only been 3 then. There was the gym, the kitchen, the library. Yeah, so I guess there was only 3. So now they added 2 more. And 5 at Spaceport. So before there was the butcher area one. There was the one up top near the ship. There was the one, I don't know how to describe it, further down the hall from the ship, from that one, but on the lower floor. Yeah, I guess there's only 3 in that one too. Yeah, so they added 2 more. So now, like I said, there's a good chance you're not going to run into other people. But that means I got to learn all new airlock locations. Because it's kind of useful knowing the airlocks are at, because that way you can kind of know if you have to pay attention if you're going to hear an airlock open, or pay attention if you hear footsteps. It could be a player because they're by an airlock. Airlocks have now more accurate collision. So I guess there were some issues. I didn't experience it, but there were some issues where people have issues with the airlock and like clipping through it and all this stuff. So I guess they fixed that. All right, so they made Distend suppressor cost more than just metal scrap. Now it costs fabric too. Okay. Suppressor does 2 extra damage instead of 1. Okay, so the suppressors on all guns usually increase the damage by 1 or 2 points. Looks like the Sten one only did 1 point. Now it does 2 extra. So you do more damage with the Sten now, which is good. Like I said, I like the Sten. It's a very nice gun, so I'm kind of glad they're giving it some love. Large first aid kit heal the amount by. Okay, so they heal more. So larger med kits are large med kits already healed a significant amount, like pretty much your whole health bar. But now they increased it by a little bit more, or a lot bit more. Lower tier recipes have their crafting timers reduced. Good. So now instead of when you're making like a light bag, instead of I think it took like a minute before 45 seconds, where now it's probably only take like 30 seconds or 25 seconds or something, which makes sense because the lower tier ones shouldn't require that much time. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal. None of them are too long of a wait, but still, all armor and helmets except for the jerkin, the civilian helmet, and the pouch rig have been buffed by. So now all armor and helmets protect more, and headshots do less damage, which means you're gonna have to definitely hit someone several times in the head with a gun now to kill them with a headshot, unless they have no helmet on. So it sounds like that armor and helmets are gonna be a lot more effective. So it will matter what you're running. Every caliber weapon damage has been increased. Okay, good. Because I shouldn't have to hit someone like a crap ton of times the SVT to the head to kill them. Or the Johnson was garbage. I stopped using it because it took Magnum rounds, but for some reason it would take several shots to kill anybody. And the Mosin pistol had their damage reduced. Oh wait, what? Oh, they reduced the SVT? The SVT was what? The Johnson rifle was already garbage, but they reduced it some more, so it's gonna be completely useless now. I don't know about the Mosin pistol. I don't really use it, but the SVT I think was nice because it was. You could get one or two shots to the head to kill someone, but it would take several shots to the body. Now they made it even worse. Well, there goes the SVT. People are gonna stop using that so much. They probably did that on purpose to make people use other guns. I don't know a single person who actually enjoyed using the Johnson. Top brass mission requires now 8 instead of 10. I don't know what that is. It's probably killing commandos or something. I never got that far on that because it's probably a 0 to hero mission, and I prestige before I got too far last time. Become famous mission has now been rebalanced to include more target. I don't know what that means. That must be a 0 to hero mission too. What? Man. So M45K was my favorite gun in the game. Hands down. I love that gun. Great gun. They oh, they buffed it. I'm an idiot. I thought I'm an idiot. So okay, they buffed it some more. So now it's definitely gonna be my favorite gun in the game. I always thought, for some reason, when I saw buff and my brain thought nerf. Alright, so the M45K is about to become more OP, in my opinion. Like, I think it's a great gun. I've melted people with bigger armor on. So I guess the only thing difference is now the armor does more damage, and they need to increase the SMG or the M45K damage. Compact containers are now 3x3 cells. Oh, okay. So compact containers take up less space but still store the main assault. So the compact containers are those big green ones I have in my stash that you get from 0 to hero, which I always thought was funny. They call them compact containers, but they were not very compact. Industrial locked loot bins and Navy outpost. Okay, so there's those loot bins you've seen us use before, where you get, if you don't know, there's these bins laying around the map that you have to have lockpicks for. And they usually have, a lot of times it's just a lot of like crafting material, but sometimes like blow torches or good weapons or good stuff. You get like, I found like war bonds and stuff in them before. So now they put some on Navy Outpost in penal colonies. So like I said, before Navy Outpost was you went in, there was a couple places to loot things. You go up to the vault if you have the torch, and then you leave. And you try to get some fights. There was not really much good loot there. There's a couple places, like you can hit the maintenance areas, and you can get the war bonds and stuff, but that was about it. There wasn't much reason other than farming kills in Penal Colony, Navy Outpost. I mean, there were, like, Navy Outpost actually had some really good loot. I used to go there, like, I used to go all around the little boxes around the tower, and I get so much good loot. But it lacked like the depot, and it lacked the lock boxes. And hopefully, there's some stashes somewhere on those places now too. Club is now burst only weapon. It has 24 round capacity. I'm not sure how many rounds it had before. The Club's a automatic pistol that you can craft. You can only get it by crafting, and it was actually a good thing if you had the crafting material and you wanted something other than like the Mauser from the ship. You could take the club, and it was actually very effective. But it was like, I think you could put burst or fully automatic, and people often just ran it fully automatic, like a small SMG. I'm not sure how many rounds it had before, so I don't know if the 24 round mag is a increase or decrease. Jump turn rate is now 40%, down from 50%. I'm guessing that means like there's a mobility thing. It's probably another thing that just people probably complained, which I understand. People just jumping all over the place and shooting and all this crazy stuff to just being like throwing a bunch of crazy maneuvers in by doing that. So they probably just decreased it, I guess. I'm guessing that's what that means. I've had people, not too many people, but I've had a lot of people, like, when they're up close and personal, they start jumping around, like I said, doing the Fortnite jumping, I call it. So that's probably, I'm assuming that's what it's talking about. Durability of SMGs have been lowered. Oh man, so now like the SMGs are gonna have less durability, so they're gonna break easier, which sucks because when I run my M45K, I end up using it a lot. Like if I'm like Navy Outpost, that means I have to bring like 2 guns with me because running 1 gun is not gonna make any sense. Most weapons have had their credit value increased 15 and 35%. I'm guessing that means the dollars in game. So they increased the value of them. No, they weakened the well rod. Are you kidding me? All right, so the well rod is is my favorite pistol in the game, hands down, and definitely in my top, I'll say top 6 somewhere of guns in the game, because it was a pistol that did 40 damage and it was silenced. I mean, it's not a huge drop, and it's still stronger than all the other pistols. It's still stronger than most of the guns. But it was a single shot pistol that you had, after every shot, you had to like cock it and shoot before you could shoot again. So it already had a major downside to it. Now you're gonna make it do less damage. Our SMG recoil has been increased slightly. That's understandable. A lot of the SMGs were like laser beams. Like the M45K, I liked it a lot because I could really keep it on target, which means I probably have to try to focus more on recoil control. But okay, so Uzi suppressor now requires a toolkit instead of a metal scrap. Wow, they're making it really hard to make suppressors now. That's crazy. Before it was like metal scrap and I think a sheet metal or something like that to make it. Now it's a toolkit. I mean, I get a lot of toolkits, but it seems like they're trying to make it a little bit more difficult because you can come by scrap metal like crazy, metal scrap and stuff like that like crazy. I guess now they want to make it more difficult. so people aren't running Uzis everywhere or suppressors everywhere. They also changed things for the suppressor for the stand, didn't they? Yeah, metal. They added more stuff to craft the suppressor. I don't know why. That's weird. And you can't buy suppressors, so you have to craft them. At least not for the Uzi and the Sten. So I guess they want to make it so you can't always be running a silencer. Which seems kind of dumb. I mean, you can get Stens with silencers on it from the Navy outpost. So whatever. 9mm ammo and Luger. Oh, nice. Okay, so people always laughed because I know I can get the Webley now. So people laughed because the pirate trader Calico guy, he had a Luger in his inventory, and people said, why? You can get a Luger for free on the ship. Why? So it looks like people said, yeah, why would we do that? So they got rid of the ammo for the Luger and the Luger itself. So I think 9mm is the only thing you can get ammo, or the only thing that used that ammo on his inventory that you can buy from was the Luger. So I can't remember. Where does he sell? Because he didn't sell the Uzi, did he? No, he doesn't. Yeah, I think he sells like the MP40 or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so they got rid of the Luger and his ammo, and they put the Webley in there. So now I can purchase a revolver from him, which makes sense because you can get the Luger just from going on the ship. Suppressors and stocks no longer available in Trader. Oh. Okay, so all suppressors and stocks are now craftable instead of being able to buy them. Like all the ones that were in the store. So that's kind of cool. It'll keep people from just like buying a crap ton of stocks. Like I've done it. I've bought a crap ton of stocks for the MP40, the Uzi, the not the Sten, Thompson. Like all the like Mat 49 has a stock you can buy. So now you have to craft them if you want. That's kind of creative. That's a good way to get people to use their crafting material too. I'm okay with that one. EM2 and Sten drum mag can now be looted from the Kingdom Alliance supply drop. Okay, so if I want it, so a good chance of getting the Sten. I don't know why. Oh, drum mag. The Sten drum mag and the EM2 would be if you loot it from. So you get the KA supply drop. You'll get it. Good to know. Oh, nice. Radio backpack now with a 6x6 storage capacity. That's good. I think that's good, right? I think it was only 5x6 before, or something like that. So the radio backpack's becoming less of a useless thing now. Reduced recoil. Oh, nice. So the M50 rifle, that's the one I like. That Rising, or you call it Rising, whatever you call it. That I like to destroy people with because it's really powerful when you can put a silencer on it and it's just deadly. Now it has reduced recoil, so you can shoot it better. Which is they probably did it because they have it can turn to automatic, but you don't want to put on automatic because it just kicks like crazy, so there's no point in having an automatic. Shotguns now have large increase in spread over distance. Good. The Terminator and Trench having a tighter spread. Liberator and Jackhammer have a medium spread, and Double Barrel is larger spread. Okay, so now people can't one-tap you with a shot. Well, I mean, I guess there's still a chance, but it reduces the ability for people to hit you and kill you with a long-distance sniper or a shotgun shot. Reduce the length of certain actions on AI squads, SA screens, to prevent them from looking frozen when failing to complete or reach them. I'm guessing there was some AI. This part was AI just froze or whatever. I probably noticed it, but it didn't click in my head. Panzer removed from Central Empire shop. Now it's a higher tier armor in place of the plate armor. Okay, I could deal with that. So the Panzer armor is that red armor that I was able to buy from Captain Wolf all the time. Looks like they increased its tier. It was a tier 8 or 9. I think it was tier 9 because full Panzer was tier 10. And you could just buy it from Captain Wolf. So it looks like they replaced it with the plate armor, which is fine. I like the plate armor too. And then I guess you have to like find the Panzer armor. That works for me. Pirate Trader supply drop has been added to the vault loot pool and removed from the faction shop. Oh no! Oh, place it. What? All right, so I can't. That supply drop I've been buying like crazy just for fun of it. They removed it, so I can no longer get that supply drop from Calico, and they replaced it with a machete. So now instead of getting a box, I can get some good stuff from. They said, "Here's a machete." Okay, that's fine. I could deal with these changes. No biggie. UI Discord button is now on the main menu screen. Okay. Removed ban appeal option from main menu ticketing menu. Move to elsewhere in the UI. So if you get banned, you can there's somewhere in the UI where you can go and click on the ban appeal. Change the guide info to say prestige level 50. Thank you. Because I was actually brought that up several times. I was like, why does it say level 40 if it's level 50? Remove port button next to the player who killed you name at the end screen and make it more obvious. I didn't know it wasn't obvious, but okay. I mean, that's a simple like visual fix that could help a lot of people, I guess. Added toggle lane, we know that. In the main menu, you can use escape key to quickly close the following menus like leaderboard. Okay, I didn't know you couldn't use that before. I always click on the X's anyway, but I guess now I can just tap the escape key and it'll close out any windows you pop up in game, like the leaderboard and crap. Login screen. Yeah, login screen in main menu. You are login screen in main menu. You are banned now. Oh, I guess there's a banner when you're banned. It says you're banned. Now I have buttons to appeal ban. Okay. I guess there was a banner when you're banned. There's a banner that popped up saying, "Hey, you're banned," and you can appeal it. So that's why it didn't make any sense to me. Option menu tweaks and updates for new FOV and toggle lane setting. Okay. So there's new option menu look. We'll look at that here in a second. Marauder specific KD, aka KD against other players. All right, so I guess the KD before counted for killing AI too, which I've assumed that. Now it's a KD. The KD only shows you versus other players, which that works. I like that. It was hard to tell before, unless you did the math in your head, what your KD against just other Marauders was. Build ID is now showed on login screen. Okay. It's just showing like the build of the game. Like, so I guess you could tell if you need to look and see what build of the game you're playing to make sure it's up to date. You can now find it on the login screen. Moved commando major stat kills up next to commando kill. Okay, so I guess that on the stats there was the commandos and the majors and stuff that were on the list. I guess he just moved it on the list. I'll show you how many people you killed. New can't enter raid area as pod warning pops up if you try to use a raid entrance as a pod. Oh, I guess the outposts, usually whenever you and if you're in an escape pod, you try to go through the entrances that people usually use to get their ship inside the outpost. It was just red and it just wouldn't let you do it. I guess now the thing will pop up saying, "Hey, you can't do that." All right, animations. EM2 rigged. In-engine and core animation set done. Okay, Webley animation's done. Radar dish on top of prison raid area now rotates slowly. Never paid attention to that. Sten animation poses tweaked. Okay, so I guess they didn't mention there was issues with people like with the Sten animation, and I guess it was just like a small little visual thing. They fixed that. Sound, new sounds for locked bar doors. Updated several sounds used in large metal shutter doors. So I guess the sound of like cage doors opening and metal doors opening have different sounds now. Remove dead space from the start of the pickup. Put down item sounds so they feel more responsive. Okay. So you actually have like the sound effects are just more like tuned into when the action's actually happening instead of being delayed a little bit, I guess. Tweaks and adjustments to miscellaneous attaching attachments to weapons, sound, and workbench. Okay. Unique sounds added to K1 stock and MP40 stock being attached. So they just added some sound effects when you're equipping stuff to your gun, so it's not just like a visual thing. I guess you can actually get immersed by the sound of the gun clicking together and stuff. New and reworked vault door sounds. Okay. I'm interested to see what that's like. I probably won't be able to hit a vault up today. I'll probably only get like a raid or two in before I have to go, but new and updated lootable sounds. I guess we'll see what that's talking about later. You have to let me know when we're playing if you notice any sound differences. New sounds for the Webley. Shoot and reload. Okay. Radar dish on top prison raid area now has sound. I guess so. Like the radar dishes you see other places will have like the sound. I guess they put a sound on the one on top. I didn't know there was one on top of prison. So. Optimizations, they optimize emergent ship, terraform, asteroid mine, and ship interiors. I don't know what that means. Like what they changed. I don't know. All right, bug fixes. Here we go, guys. Here's the part you've all been waiting for. Miscellaneous crashes. So they fixed the bug. It's helpful because I haven't had a lot of crashes, but there is times where I was in the middle of a match and just crashed, and I was kind of pissed off about it. Various duplication issues. We all seen that. If you played for any amount of time, there's been a time where you accidentally had like you dragged something over and clicked it, and now they got 2 of them. It was weird. Various exploit issues. I don't know what exploits they're talking about. I'm assuming they meant like the breaching exploit and stuff. So I mean, whatever exploits they fixed, I'm glad they fixed them. Various raid collision issues. I'm sure there was stuff that like just like colliding with certain surfaces probably caused some kind of visual bugs and or issues in game that they fixed. Crew issues. I'm assuming that means like the crew getting like someone not launching whenever you launch the game and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's what it's talking about. Fix added to stop auto-loading so that's fast loading removing attachments from weapons. I didn't know that was an issue. Apparently it looks like when you're loading a gun or whatever, you accidentally removed attachments from guns. I've seen it like visually, I've seen it removing, like I've seen like people, like I had a gun that had a silencer on it in the inventory, but on the visual there was no silencer. So maybe like I've had that happen. Fixes added for instances of gear not coming into raid when equipped in the menu. I talked about that yesterday on my stream. I had the same thing happen. Not yesterday, but I had it happen before where I went into a raid and my stuff was gone. Fix added for key cards losing dock information. Good. That was one that you had to look at the ID card while it was on the person's body. If you looked at it after you removed it from their body, it would be blank, and you wouldn't know what ship they had, what their name was, that kind of stuff. Fixes added for members of crew not going into raid. Okay, so that's what I was just talking about, where you'd queue up and you'd go into the match and hear one of your crew who was readied up and everything just didn't go with you. Fixed transition sounds not playing when using the escape button to quickly go back to certain menus. Okay. Fixed pressing escape on the main menu first time it would try to go back even though it was at the top end. Okay, I guess there was. I never noticed that before. I never really had escape too much in this game, so. Fixed vault locks backside being see-through. What? That's news to me. The vault locks backside being see-through. I never really noticed that, but I mean, hey, if I played this game a lot, I don't notice half these things, so I mean, someone noticed them to bring it up, or maybe even the developers played and they noticed it, so they fixed it. But it's cool that they're even finding small stuff like that. That's not really an issue, but they're fixing it because why not? Fix some industrial bins being able to be accessed without being unlocked. I've had that happen. There's lock picking bins that you have to pick the lock to open up. We've had a couple times where it actually happened the other day with Ace. He just clicked on it thinking he had lock picks and he didn't, but it let him in anyway. But once he closed it, he couldn't get back into it. Find some industrial bins being able to be accessed without. Okay, that's what I just looked at. Fix for crews still showing up in server list even if they're set to private or locked. Okay. I never really paid attention to that because I'm usually the one creating the crew, but that's good. So if you have it set to private and stuff, you don't have to worry about people finding it anyway. As pod, the ability to breach pop-up now contains the correct key based on keybind setting. Oh, okay. So there's the thing that pops up when you get close to a ship. It'll say, like mine is press F to breach. It'll say press F to breach on the screen. So I guess if you changed it in your hotkey to something else, I don't know what you change it to, but say you change it to something else, now it'll say what button you change it to instead of still saying push F. Where we at here? When on the turret, the key to exit turret message now contains correct. So same thing. If you have a different button you use to enter and exit the turret on your ship, it'll say the correct button instead of saying the wrong button. It's like if you change it to something else, then it'll say that button instead. When piloting the frigate, the key to exit the pilot seat. Okay, so same thing. Another key bind with text issue fixed. There we go. Fixed for the fire extinguishers, blowtorch, and flamethrower ammo not shown in first person view. I didn't know there was an issue with that. I mean, the blowtorch, yeah. I guess, yeah, okay. I guess because you don't, all the other guns in the bottom right corner will tell you what their ammo is. Okay, that's probably what's. I never really noticed that because I didn't really care about that too much. Fixes added to help with ultra-wide problems. I have no idea what that means. If you know what that means, comment it in chat, or if you're watching this as a VOD or whatever, comment on it and let me know what the heck that's talking about. Fix added for splines causing a crash. I don't know what that means either. That's probably something that some programmer people and developer people out there in the chat world and the viewer world can tell me what the heck that means, because I have no idea. Please note, when playing in a squad, the captain's ship is used. Well, no duh. If a teammate escapes out of the raid while piloting the captain's ship, the pilot will take the ownership. Okay, yeah. I didn't know. Does people not realize that? I'm confused. Alright, and here is something I was hoping to be able to show you guys anyway. So they released this video. I have not watched it yet. I saw it on Twitter, and I couldn't watch it at work because I couldn't be able to hear it, so I didn't want to watch it. And I figured it'd be a good thing to watch here on stream together. But this is the first big update, like the big upcoming significant update coming in December. Codename Ace. Here we go.
Product not yet rated.
Ooh. All right. I think it's just the thing at this point. Yeah. So, what concerns me about that is, looks like they're focusing a lot on the spaceship combat. Now, I think that last thing they showed must be a new ship there. It's probably gonna be like a special a fighter specialization ship, kind of the way it looks, like the angle of it looks like kind of like a bomber or like a stealth fighter. I mean, that's good, I guess, because I don't like the space combat too much, mainly because it's really slow and just tedious. And even if you hit the person's ship, all they're gonna do is they're gonna breach your ship and fight your ship. So there's like not much to the space combat. It's just really slow and just pointless. By the time you killed someone's ship, you could already be inside the thing getting loot and fighting people in first-person gunfights and stuff. So I personally don't like the ship combat stuff. I don't mind like the breaching part too much, but I'd rather just go inside the outpost and do my thing there. But it looks like they're maybe gonna start focusing on. I know they want people to use the ships that you can build, and they want people to. They've said this before. They want people to focus or have a little bit more focus on the ship side of things too, instead of just ships just being some kind of afterthought. Because I know I leave my ship behind all the time and just hit the escape pod and leave because I don't care. And the only time I built a ship was during the beta. I built all the ships to try them out, but during the but since the early access, I built an interceptor for just to get rid of materials, and I built a heavy frigate just because I was getting ready to prestige. So I was getting rid of stuff. But I personally don't see the point in the ship combat right now. But maybe that Ace update will give me a reason to care about the space fighting, which I'd be excited. So if they made the space fighting more exciting, I would definitely be into it. Because I'll play like Star Citizen and stuff, and I'll do space combat. I'm not good at it, but I enjoy it because I like the ability, the freedom of flying around and doing all this crazy stuff. The ship combat here is like really slow, so it's like I don't really feel like doing it. Before I could even get a single ship destroyed, I could already be in the outpost looting stuff and making money and killing like AI and stuff, getting experience and stuff. Why would I waste it outside damaging a ship that I can't do it? Like after I damage a ship, so what? I can't salvage parts from it. I can't even if I won't kill the people inside unless I get a lucky shot when they're trying to hit the escape pod. So there's no real benefit at all to space combat. And then when I get the space combat maps, I just turn around and leave because I don't want to do it. Oh, excuse me. But maybe this Ace combat thing Ace update will maybe shine a new light on the space fighting. Hopefully, because I would love to be able to have the choice. Be like, you know what? I don't like this outpost. This is Navy outpost for the 13th time. Let's do some space combat and be able to like just do some space combat. You know what I mean? And enjoy it. Or like decide I'd rather do some space combat instead of going into the outpost just because the space combat's more fun for once, you know, like something. But I mean, that's the updates, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and switch and bring my game up here. The update is all done. Just gotta launch it. So this will be me looking at the new update for the first time in game. Well, I just went through all the patch notes and it looks fantastic. I'm gonna make the patch notes into its own YouTube video so people can look at it. I'm excited about a bunch of the changes. Some of the changes I'm kind of like, we'll see how it goes. Like they buffed the damage on my favorite guns, so I'm excited about that. But they also nerfed they made the recoil worse on all the guns like that gun, so I'm kind of meh about it. And they changed a bunch of stuff, but I'm kind of glad. Like some of the stuff makes sense, and other stuff does not. I put my gun. I'm like, yeah. I put game capture back on.
Years we've lived in the shadows of the Great War, a war that destroyed Earth and forced humanity into the cold void of space. Those three.
I'll probably be able to get. I'll do one raid first and see. I'll do one raid first and see how much time's left, and maybe I'll do another one. I want depending on what trader I have. If I have Calico, I'm gonna bust out the what's it called, the Webley. All right, so let me go to the settings first. We'll check out this. What is it? Why is it? I don't limit my foot line. All right, so FOV sliders here now. Let's crank it up to 100. Graphics, my graphics stuff all stayed the same. Now change audio gameplay with the controls. So now they have the lean. I like to hold the lean. You can change it to toggle. That's up to you. I personally like to hold lean as I can let go of the lean then whenever I want, and not have to worry about it. Any new keybinds? I thought they said there was something new, wasn't there? Maybe I'm full of poop. Nah. Alright. Let me see. Hit the X button. Oh, here we go. Escape works, guys. Support tickets. This stay the same. I saw my contracts from yesterday, so I won't be able to see the new updates to contracts. Let me go to the trader. What trader do I have? Oh, Calico. There you are. All right, so they got rid of my supply crates I love. Oh, here's the Webley. And then buy it before he goes away. I'll buy a couple of them. It uses 32 ACP, which is fantastic. I actually like that. I like that a lot. Looks like it's a 6-shooter. I don't know much. Like, I know the Webley's an actual gun. I never know much about guns, though. They got rid of my supply crate I like to buy all the time, unfortunately. And they added a machete instead. Which kind of sucks. I like the supply crate, but I understand why they did it. Oh, let's look at the radio backpack, guys. Our radio backpack before. Oh, that's much better. Look at that. Look how much space that has now. Before it was, I think it was 5x6 or 4x6. It was really small but tall, and that's why I didn't like it, because there wasn't much room. But look at that now. Oh yeah. That's only like, look at this, compared to the, wow, it's actually, no way, hold on. I'm trying to line these up. Yeah, it's actually the same size now pretty much as the barrel bag. Because look at this, the barrel bag has one more row going this way. This one has one more row going this way, so they even out. So it's actually the same size as the barrel bag now. That's awesome. I'm not even complaining, that's awesome. Oh, this. All right, so here's what I was talking about, the compact containers. They said the compact containers were shrunk down. So this is how big they were before. They were 4x4 before. So they were actually really darn big. So that's why I have all this space right here. But now they shrunk them down to 3x3, but they still hold the same amount of stuff. Thank you. That amazing change. Hats off to the developers. It's called a compact container, but it wasn't very compact for being called compact container. So that's a huge W move by the developers. Thank you guys. That's awesome. I got the Webley, so I'm gonna bring the Webley in. They did nerf the SVT. Actually, let's look at the weapons real quick. So SVT now does 38 damage. The SVT did 40 damage, so it's not a significant decrease, but they did decrease it. I can't remember if these changed at all. Now Precious Well Rod is now weaker. It's now down to 36 from 40. So it's still a strong gun, but now it loses some of its oomph. It loses some of the ability of why it was better than the other pistols. I mean, it's not a huge drop, but at 4 damage is actually pretty significant, and if you think about it. Especially since they increased the defense of armor and helmets. Now the Well Rod you're gonna have to make sure you're shooting from a distance and that you hit that headshot. Single headshot if they have a helmet on is not gonna do it. You're gonna have to shoot twice for the head now with this probably. Mauser looks like same damage. I don't think they changed. So, the trench gun, I can't remember. I think the only thing that changed was the spread of this. Oh, do I have a? I don't think I have a. I don't think I have a stand right now, do I? No, crap. Well, they added a bunch of new attachments for the stand, which is nice. All right, so other than that, they got all they did is they got rid of the supply crate and they added a machete and they got rid of the Luger and the 9mm ammo and they added the Webley, which is fine because no one wanted to buy the Luger from Calico anyway because the Luger was you could get it for free on the ship, so why would you spend money on it? But all armor got a 20% buff, so now the armor and helmets are actually more effective. Contracts, here we go. So now I can buy... Oh, they changed the appearance of the Uzi suppressor. Ooh, look at that Sten suppressor. That's nice. Instead of being just a generic tube, that's awesome. The Mat 49 stock's always been in here. What else? Okay, here's the Thompson or Sten stock. I'm gonna unlock that now. So there's a Sten stock now I can make for... So it needs a toolkit, junk, and synthetic. So that's good. More use for junk, which is... I'm okay with that, because junk scrap was useless after the very first Zero to Hero mission. What stock is this? Uzi stock. I have to make that down here too. MP40 silencer. I don't really ever use MP40 silencer anyway, but I think that's... Oh no, the MP40 stock, which is good. This will force people to have to use their materials more. They changed the MP40 stock the way it looks now too. It looks a hella different, yo, as kids would say, yeah. As the youngins say these. I like the way this Sten suppressor looks. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to try to get myself a Sten and try out that suppressor on it. I think I sold my one Sten I had. 'Cause I have all these other guns. Double checking. Yeah. That's cool though. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the SVT in case I need a little extra firepower. I'm actually gonna just top that off. I'm gonna put this back in here. I'm gonna put the 32 AC. I'm just gonna bring one box of 32 ACP. I don't need to bring two boxes. So I'm gonna try the Webley out first. I'll run mainly with the Webley, and I'll keep the SVT just in case I need a little extra something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited to see how this. Oh, let's actually look at the stats real quick before we think about it. Before we move on, before we do anything else, I'm gonna go back and look at the Webley. Now that I bought a Webley, I'm gonna look at the stats for it. There it is. All right, Webley stats: 30 damage. That's good. That's good. Barely any recoil. Fire rate's pretty fast. ADS speed pretty quick. There's no attachments, which okay, whatever. It's a revolver. All right, let's go ahead. Before I get too carried away, let's go ahead and let me double think let me double check, make sure there's nothing else I wouldn't check out. Nothing, no changes to appearance. No. Contracts page looks the same. Weapons hanger looks the same. Oh, I was like, when did I get an interceptor? That's right, I got it from complete 1 Zero to Hero mission. That's right. We have rolled out a new update named Health Patch. Please close your game and make sure you... I just did. So. Alright, let's go try it out. Oh, if I wouldn't have the Webley if it wasn't for that. Alright. I'm excited to try this out. I'm gonna try this Webley out. I'm gonna run Webley, running around, popping some shots off. And then we'll go ahead and I'll keep, like I said, I'm keeping the SVT on me. One, because I don't really have room in my inventory for it anyway. But two, that way if the revolver's not carrying its weight, then I'll. Wow, I changed FOV. Look, you can see more of the mask around the edge of the screen. You see this? You can definitely see a lot more with the FOV change. It's definitely noticeable. But it looks like the mask covers a lot of it. Alright, we went Terraform, which is good. So Terraformer, so every map they added 2 more airlocks on. So I'll get to see I'll actually get to see if I get one of the new airlocks or not. Every map got 2 more airlocks attached to it. Nothing else new for Terraform, if I remember right, other than new airlocks. So I should be able to make it in. I forgot to check what my 0 to here mission is. I can't remember. Yeah, I like that you can see the because before you can tell you have a mask on because you can see a little bit of it on the screen, but you couldn't really Oh my god, everyone's shooting at me. But you couldn't really notice if you weren't paying attention. But you'd have the glint from the lights and the sweat, like the condensation on there. Now you can really tell, which kind of adds a little bit to the game. You know what I mean? I mean, usually I kind of tune it out anyway, so I'll probably not even notice it's there after a while playing. All right, so let's see if we get one of the old airlocks or if we get one of the 2 new airlocks. What I might do is walk around Terraformer and try to find the other airlocks. I don't know where they would put them though. I wonder if they put some like in the actual Terraformer center area. That'd be kind of weird though, because that's like the main area to go to like vault and stuff. So that'd be kind of like cheap to have someone like right next to it. But I guess they do have that one airlock right next to the butcher area on Spaceport. I got the kitchen again. This is my favorite spawn. Enemies at the same time. I gotta pay attention too. I might lose all that ammo when I reload. All right, so 2. I got this. Actually, this Webley, I think might be my new favorite pistol. Now I still like my well rod because it's silenced, but they nerfed it, so I'm kind of upset about that. All right, so I 2-tapped him. The second shot was the head. I think the first shot hit him in the chest. Now let's see. I have 58 rounds, so I had 60 in there, so I used those 2 shots, so I didn't lose any ammo by dumping those bullets out. So how to do damage reduction. Oh, here's another airlock. Oh, that's sweet. Good. So here's one of the new airlocks, everybody. So before, this was a caged off area, like from right next to this box, all the way down to past that table was a fence, and it was just like a hole in the ground. So it was just blocking off a hole in the ground. But they used that space to make another airlock. I like it. Smart. Very smart. Very, very smart. This way you don't have to change your map completely. Okay, so the cage still continues. See, look, the rest of it was like, so there's this hole right here. The hole extended all the way to, yeah. The hole extended all the way down, and they just added that bridge above it, I guess. AI. Is that a player? I think it might have been a player. Yeah, I think it was a player, and I think it's his teammate waiting for me. Okay, so the lunch boxes now have a new sound. That's cool. I like that sound. It's like a nice little, like, it's like you're opening a metal lunchbox up. I can't tell if it's a player. I want to say it's probably a player watching his teammate's body. Eh, why not? It's like I hear the dude over there. He's through that tunnel right there. I want to say it was a player, but the way he moved, he might not have been a player. But first, my first thoughts on this Webley, fantastic, love it. So it's definitely a player, and I killed his buddy. There's someone over there too, I think it was AI. Got him. He was not expecting that. I got him too. That's 3 players. Holy shit. This Webley's fucking broken. I'm gonna see if he had a teammate real quick. No? Okay. Okay, that was the AI. I thought it was a player. Damn it. That was just an AI. But either way, this Webley's fucking sick, dude. Oh, this is the captain. Really, dude? I'm not gonna say that name. Sister Effer is what is. I'll put it the brief way there. Sister Effer is the name. Ooh, there's the new fancy Sten. I'll take that. We're close to it. Sounds like, yeah, sounds like there's 2 of them. One is automatic, and the other one has a. Oh shit! I think I heard steps to the. I'm just gonna leave. And I just wanted, I had to get an update in, like do the update stuff. I wanted to check. I went over the patch notes at the beginning of my stream, and I watched that video for that new update cut out in December called Ace. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna get a quick, at least one run in with either the Webley or the EM2 if I could find one, or both if I was lucky. But I did want to try out this. Like I used to keep a Sten all the time, but I stopped when I started getting all these other guns. So I wanted to try out the new Sten anyway. What? Oh, does it already have? Did you already have something on there? Oh, it's already on there. You just can't see it. That's my bad. I already had a suppressor too. Wait, let's remove it real quick. Okay. There it is. There it is. It was a visual bug, guys. So there's the silencer on it. That is sick. So the Sten was one of my favorite guns anyway, so now that they buffed it. Oh, did I? Oh, you're right. So the Sten was one of my favorite guns anyway, and I was kind of like laughing at people who were mocking it in the Discord. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like people who were mocking it in the Marauders Discord. Like it's one of the, I melt people. You can tap fire that thing from a distance and one shot somebody. So I'm glad they gave it a damage buff with the silencer on it, and they gave it all these new attachments. That's gonna be clutch right there. But this Webley, dude, this Webley is devastating, bro. Where'd it go? Yeah, this Webley is freaking a little gun that packs a punch, guys. So if you can buy the Webley from Calico, the pirate trader. They replaced the Luger, so it should be able to get bought right from the get-go. The Welrod, it did 40 damage per shot with the Welrod, but now it's 36, which is not a huge nerf, but it's still significant enough with the armor changes and stuff. So the one thing that made the Welrod so nice was it did so much damage and it was silent. But every time you shot it, you had to cock it and get ready for the next shot. So you couldn't like rapid fire to shoot. cock it up, shoot, cock it. So you had to take time, and it took like 2 or 3 seconds per shot, just to shoot one, like just between each shot. And that was enough that you had to be shooting from a distance and hopefully get a shot. But now they nerfed it, and they increased the effectiveness of armor and helmets. It looks like the Welro is going to be getting like pushed way down to the bottom of the tiers here, man. Excited to try this Sten out, and I'm excited to try the Webley out more, because that Webley, dude, I'm about ready to start just running Webleys, dude. That Webley is devastating. So did you like these changes? I know I love the changes. I like the new Webley. As you saw, it popped off in that match, and it was just fantastic. I haven't tried all the changes yet, but I plan to. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments down below, and make sure you like this video. It greatly helped me out. Also, if you know anyone who might be interested in Marauders, show them this video. They can see the new updates that might sell them on the idea of finally getting the game, and they also be able to see what kind of new changes happen in the game and what the gameplay is like. But thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit that like button, share with a friend, and just have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time.